All right, just right in time as we are about to start already our webinar session right now, and I believe there are enough like people already in this webinar. And this topic is something that I'm always excited like to talk about because this is for you guys, for everyone who is interested on how to become a virtual assistant. This is for someone who is aspiring of becoming a freelancers right now in this digital era. I know like being a virtual assistant has become so popular right now in the internet, and naging parang napakagandang alternative niya in terms of making money kasi you're just working like from home. But this topic that I'm going to discuss right now in this webinar is something that is extremely important that you have to understand first before you dive into this like career, kasi sobrang daming nagfi-fail sa ganitong klaseng industry when they are like starting out as a freelancer, kasi they do have like kumbaga false expectation or improper expectation on what's really behind sa pagiging isang freelancer or sa pagiging isang virtual assistant. And that is something that I'm going to talk about right now, which is we're going to discuss about the 6 crucial steps on how to become a virtual assistant. So kumbaga, this is going to be like a VA or how to become a VA 101 discussion. Although this is just some basic things that I'm going to discuss about, just trust me with this. This is extremely important, and this is something that I've been doing for like quite a while now. I've encountered a lot of like failures and success, and what I'm about to share you right now is something that would help you na makat yung mga possible failures na yon na pwedeng mangyari sa inyo as you go like dive deeper into learning sa pagiging isang virtual assistant. Well then, that's something that I'm really excited to talk about right now. But before we officially start our discussion, kasi we're going to discuss like 2 things lang sa webinar na ito. First that I'd like to discuss about is how I actually started as a virtual assistant, and hopefully like my experience on how I started will inspire you, kasi karamihan sa mga tanong that I always wanted to answer, like, paano nga ba magsimula bilang isang virtual assistant? Kailangan ba na merong experience? Well, the short answer to that is it's not necessary na may experience, right? Kasi ako, I started with 0 experience talaga. But this is something that you have to understand. Okay lang na walang experience, pero kailangan may knowledge ka. And that's how I started. I started with 0 experience, but I prepared myself, right? I gained some knowledge, right? I gained some skills, and then as soon as I get to have my own client, then that's how I started to get to have kumbaga experience, right? Now, let me share you that in detail. But before that, let me just introduce myself, by the way. I am Ruben Chongson, and I am the founder of Sandbox VA, and we're operating since 2018. Kasi nag-start ako mag-VA back in 2017. So more or less na sa mga 6 or 7 years na ata, right? So I started back in 2017, which I'm going to share you in a moment. Just giving you a quick background right now. But I started teaching back in 2018 yung pagiging isang Amazon virtual assistant, and that's something that we're also going to discuss right now. Like, ano nga ba talagang ibig sabihin ng pagiging isang VA? Like, is it a general term, or there are like specifics sa pagiging isang virtual assistant aside from discussing those like 6 crucial steps on how to become a VA, right? What else? I think wala na ako nakalimutan. I think yun lang yung quick introduction about me, right? So we've been operating since 2018, and we've been offering like different courses right now, trainings, and we'll go dive deeper into that later on, but let's discuss the basic first. So ayun, so much for that. Let me share you right now how I actually started as a virtual assistant. And by the way, this is our like logo, and then what we're going to discuss right now, just like what I said earlier, we're going to discuss about the VA 101, or the foundation of becoming a virtual assistant, and we call it like the kickstart like program or kickstart webinar para sa mga para sa lahat ng mga aspiring Filipino freelancers to educate them, like when they enter this like kind of space, at least alam na nila kung ano yung mga preparations na kailangan nilang gawin or mga kailangan nyong gawin since you are here listening right now. So yun, this is me, Ruben, Sandbox VA, and let's go ahead. Let's discuss, by the way, that's how you spell my name. And again, I founded the Sandbox VA back in 2018. So we've been operating for about a couple of years now. And first question is, what is virtual assistant or freelancer? So ito yung mga pag-uusapan natin ngayon, like VA or virtual assistant. How to become a virtual assistant 101. Pero quick introduction muna about me, how I actually started. Balikan lang natin yon mamaya. So how I started my VA career back in 2017, which is nasagot ko na kanina. Sinabi ko na I started like with zero knowledge then, kasi ito naman kasi pagiging virtual assistant, hindi naman talaga siya totally tinuturo sa sa eskwelahan. So this is something na like a concept that existed for so many years already. It's just that siguro iba lang yung term na ginagamit before. But in general, which is magkakaroon tayo ng idea later on, this is something na probably ginagawa mo na rin. It's just that you don't have any idea na that can be considered as virtual assistant already kung anong ginagawa mo. Right? So, let me share you an idea how I started. I started as zero experience back in 2017. So, ako naman, like in terms of like how ano yung pinag-aralan ko, I graduated as HRM, which has nothing to do with computer. And then during this time as well, like I don't have a solid, like I know Facebook, I know how to do like basic like computer that time, but in terms of in-depth computer knowledge, like totally talaga ako, like probably that's one of my weak spot in terms of like doing like computer things. And that's the main reason why na ito yung kurso na kinuha ko. So basically, dito pala magkaka-idea ka na I don't have a strong computer background. But the question there is how I was able to make it na maging successful sa pagiging isang virtual assistant. Well, this is something that we'll go like discuss in a moment. So, graduate ng hotel and restaurant management, and then after ko makagraduate, I did have an option to work sa isang hotel, sa isang resort. But nung nag-apply ako that time, like I sent like couple of tawag nito, kumbaga applications sa mga companies, and then nagkasabay yung in-applyan ko na resort dito sa amin sa Davao region, and then nagkasabay siya sa opportunity yung pag-iisang call center agent. And so I was thinking that time na at the end of the day, it's gonna be all about the money that will matter to me. So yun na nga, hindi ko na purso yung kurso ko. And then I decided to become a call center agent for about like 2 years. And then sa pag-isang call center agent, actually dito medyo na-enhance ng konti yung communication skills ko, which also helps me sa pag-transition ko sa pagiging isang virtual assistant, kasi I'm used to kumbaga yung pag-transition ko sa pagiging VA, I'm used to talking some foreigners already. But this is a misconception ng karamihan na iniisip ng mga aspiring freelancers na dapat mag-start ka muna sa BPO before ka maging isang virtual assistant. Well, the answer is no. It's not necessary na maging na dumaan ka muna sa BPO, kasi sobrang dami kong estudyante na hindi naman galing sa call center, like yung mga teachers, some of them are nurses, some of them are like high school graduate, college graduate, and etc., which is hindi sila dumaan sa pagiging isang call center agent, and they are already a virtual assistants right now, making money from home, right? So it's not necessary. Pero in a sense, meron siguro siyang like konting advantage in terms of like communication skills. So siguro sa part na 'yon. But again, it's not kumbaga hindi siya hadlang, or hindi ganun kalaki talaga yung bearing niya in order for you to become a virtual assistant or para maging isang successful na virtual assistant. So yun, after like 2 years, one of my colleague actually that time, he talks about online jobs. I don't have any idea about online jobs that time. That was like he talks about like ESL, yung online teaching. So ayun, pag-uwi ko galing sa trabaho, medyo na-intriga ako ano yung mga online jobs na yon, and doon ko na-encounter yung yung term na virtual assistant, right? So as I tried to do some like more research about it, doon ko na discover na there's something more about sa pagiging isang virtual assistant in terms of like income. Malaki yung talaga niya, malaki talaga yung potential niya, given na you will put an effort as well na trabahuin siya. And I know some of you probably marami na nakita dyan sa TikTok, Facebook, or maybe like YouTube, that a lot of like freelancers are actually making 6-digit per month. Well, to tell you honestly, it's actually possible and it's true. Pero yun na nga, hindi siya like parang magic na uupo-upo ka lang tapos magpipindot-pindot sa keyboard mo then you'll make 6-digit per month. No, there are technical reasons and efforts that you have to do in order for you to achieve that levels, and there are like specific skills na requirement in order for you to achieve that level as well. So yun yung mga bagay na pag-uusapan natin in a moment. So nag-call center ko for about 2 years, and then after that I decided to look for some trainings dito sa amin sa Davao City, and luckily for me, that was me, June 5, 2017. Lucky for me, meron akong nahanap na training center dito sa amin sa Davao City, which I started as parang general VA, social media management, content blogging, and etc. So yun yung pinakaunang naging skill ko. So after the 30 days training, after those guidance and discussion from our coach, I decided to resign already from my corporate work sa BPO. Pero this is something that I won't suggest for you to do if you're considering to resign right now. I would suggest not to do it kasi back in 2017 hindi pa ganun ka-competitive yung market ng freelancing. Even if you have like a basic skills pa lang, there's a high chance for you of getting a client. Pero ngayon, medyo naging competitive na siya ng konti, especially nung panahon ng pandemic. Doon mas nakilala yung term na virtual assistant kasi maraming nawala ng trabaho, and then nasa bahay lang lahat. So basically everybody has to find a way to make money while at home kasi bawal lumabas. And dito na mas nakilala yung pagiging isang virtual assistant, and dito rin na-educate yung mga tao na experience nila yung pagiging VA and gaano kalaki yung sweldo, yung income, then they decided to just stick with it and hindi na bumalik sa corporate nila. Some of them are bumalik sa corporate kasi hindi nag-work yung pagiging VA sa kanila, kasi ngayon nga yung sabi ko kanina, there are certain preparations that you have to understand before ka magsimula sa pagiging isang VA, which is those were the 6 crucial steps that I'm going to discuss in a moment. Pero yun na nga, that was me back in 2017. So pinakaunang skills ko na natutunan is yung pagiging isang social media manager. And by the way, yung term na virtual assistant, right? Yung term na virtual assistant, it's a general term na kung saan anything that you do online, as long as you are assisting someone online, can be considered as virtual assistant, right? Say for example, a graphic designer, right? If you are helping someone virtually or through online, right, doing their graphics, creating logos, and then posters, product images, and etc., that can be considered as virtual assistant already. So, maraming uri ng virtual assistant. Hindi lang social media management, hindi lang e-commerce, and etc. Maraming uri, which is, balikan natin kanina. Yung sabi ko kanina, babalikan natin. Ayan o. VA 101. Kasi yung term kasi na virtual assistant, and there's a lot of people are a little bit confused about this. Yung term na virtual assistant is medyo general siya. Kasi maraming uri ng virtual assistant. An example of that is, eto yun. Right? Pwede kang maging isang graphic designer. Pwede kang maging isang video editor. Pwede kang maging isang web designer, web programmer, social media manager, email marketer, e-commerce manager, Facebook ads specialist, right? Amazon virtual assistant, which is, ito yung pinaka naging skills ko. Amazon advertising specialist, right? VA. And a lot more. There are so many virtual assistants. And this is something that I mentioned earlier na if you wanted to become a virtual assistant, there is specifics about it that you have to learn. Pero, before tayo mapunta dyan, balik muna tayo dito sa foundation natin. Right? I'm just giving you an idea how I started and ano talaga ibig sabihin ng virtual assistant. But, yun yung ibig sabihin nun, right? Any skills that you can offer online, as long as you're making money with it, can be considered as virtual assistant. Alright? So, I started as social media manager, pero hindi rin ako masyadong nagtagal kasi hindi naman ako ganun kagalingan sa when it comes to graphic design, when it comes to yung pagsusulat sa grammar, copywriting, and etc. So, hindi rin ako ganun nagtagal. Like, I lasted only about like 6 months or so, pero I was doing like 6 to 7, pinakabatas 7, but in general, like $6 an hour that I was making that time as a social media manager. But I decided to resign from my client that time. This is one of my client, B&M Builders. This is a construction company from the California. So what I was doing is more on posting sa social media nila, sa Facebook page, LinkedIn, pag-reply sa mga comments, paggawa ng mga graphics, videos, and pagpapalaki ng audience nila sa kanilang Facebook. So yun yung pinaka main job ko. Pero yun na nga, since hindi ko forte yung graphics design, video editing, so I decided to look for some skills that would fit for me na kung saan, it would work sa akin in a long term as a virtual assistant. So ayun, I decided to resign and I tried to look for some skills. I joined some freelancing groups. I asked some people. I talked to some expert already in the field. And yung naging second skill ko is yung pagiging isang Shopify virtual assistant, which is ang pinaka main job ko niyan is more on product research and Facebook ads management. So more on advertising na side. Now, the reason na naging Shopify VA ako kasi I have the impression as well back then na yung term na virtual assistant is yun na talaga yun. Yun pala, there is other type of skills pa, and this is where I encountered like different skills na I can learn and become a virtual assistant on that specific field. Which is, naging ako isang Shopify virtual assistant ako. This is an online shop website maker, right? Pero ang pinaka main job ko nga dyan is more on advertising, Facebook ads. Since marunong naman ako mag-Facebook ads, then I decided to become a Facebook ads specialist. Pero yun na nga, ganun pa rin yung naging situation, hindi ganun masyadong nagtagal, right? Medyo naging mahirap sa akin yung advertising sa Facebook. It's getting more like expensive to the client and they're not getting enough sales para sa business nila. And so, I decided to resign na naman and I tried to look for some other type of skills na pwede kong aralin. So, dito na ako nabagsak, which is yung pangatlong skill ko as a VA sa pagiging isang Amazon PPC Advertising Manager or Amazon PPC Virtual Assistant. Sa pagiging isang Amazon Virtual Assistant, maraming uri din ng Amazon Virtual Assistant. You can be like a product researcher, inventory manager, advertising specialist, account manager, customer support, or graphic designer para sa mga product nila sa Amazon. By the way, Amazon, for someone na hindi masyadong familiar sa Amazon, Amazon is an e-commerce platform sa United States and across different countries sa buong sanlibutan. So parang parang this is an international like e-commerce store, parang Lazada and Shopee dito sa atin. So what I'm doing is managing their product marketing and advertisement inside this platform. And this is something that I'm still like doing right now, and there's a reason why I stick to this kasi there's really a good like kumbaga income sa pag-isang Amazon PPC virtual assistant. Pero not only that, like other skills as well is actually good, like account management, social media management, graphic designer, video editor. Those were the skills are high paying as well. So eto na talaga yung kumbaga parang nag-fit para sa akin that I was able to sustain for so many years already. Now, just to give you an idea, let me sa possible niya na kuna ko na lang siguro ng screenshot. I'm not sure if I can show this kasi may pangalan ng kliyente. Just to give you an idea sa possible possible rate niya. There are some ito na lang itong kasi I just onboarded some client last time. Ayan yeah, screenshot ko na lang Screenshot na lang natin. Screenshot. And then, kulayan ko na lang ng pula yung ng side ng ng client. Pero this is from this is from a freelancing website from Upwork. Ayan, kaya lang. Tabunan ko na lang yung mga importanteng information. Now, this is to give you an idea, to inspire you, and for you guys to take it seriously how good it is to become a virtual assistant. Ayan. So this is a per hour na rate ito. Teka lang, wala na ba akong So ayan. So this is a per hour na rate. This is a client na kaka-onboard ko lang a few days last week. $15 an hour. This one is $12 an hour. And there are other ones na hindi ko pa andito sa completed na sa completed na jobs natin. Pakita ko lang sa inyo, balik natin. Right? Imagine that, like $10, $15, $8 an hour. Pero I was not able to get that level ng like talaga ako, like I train myself talaga to meet the client's requirements for me to have that level of like rate para sa kanila. So ito pa, some of them, let me just show you. Ito na, $13. Ito isa rin, pakita ko rin ito. Pakita ko na lang. Ayan. Capture. This is just to inspire you that there's something really good about being a virtual assistant. That's why you have to take it seriously. Do not take it lightly na parang like, okay, this is just a VA, paano lang, paupo-upo, paano sa keyboard. But in reality, it's still like a normal job in a corporate. It's just that being a virtual assistant or freelancer, it's not like formally recognized na form of job kasi kaya hindi siya ganun masyadong siniseryoso ng karamihan. But if I were to ask, like, this is something that you need to take like seriously. Gain some skills in few months. Bigyan mo ng panahon yung sarili mo, like 2 months, 3 months na i-master, aralin yung skill, and then look for a client. Then it's not impossible for you to be like successful with this with this industry. Pero yun na nga, going back with this one, I just want to share that like konting advertisement a little bit. I become a virtual assistant. Up until now, I'm an Amazon virtual assistant, PPC advertising manager. So that's how I actually started. I started with totally zero knowledge from being like a student na nagtatrabaho sa kusina into this field na kung saan wala akong kutsilyo na hinahawakan, more on like keyboard, mouse, computers, yung kaharap ko, which is hindi naman pinag-aralan back when I was in college. So what I'm trying to say with this is that if you are thinking right now na okay, hindi ako magaling sa computer, ganito ganyan, well, it's not impossible for you to do it as well. Kasi I started with zero zero experience. Pero yun na nga, I started with zero experience pero nag-gain talaga ako ng knowledge, which is something na kailangan mo ring kailangan mo ring gawin, which is this is something na pag-uusapan natin ngayon kasi sa ganitong klase ng industry, what I really like about this, which is my favorite, is that pantay tayong lahat dito. Either you are a high school graduate, or maybe hindi ka inabot ng pag-graduate ng high school, or maybe you are a college graduate, or maybe you are an undergraduate, and etc. No matter what's your like academic status, for as long as kaya mong gawin yung pinapagawa ng kliyente, well then pwede ka maging isang virtual assistant. And the reason for that is most of the client, almost all of them, will not require an academic like status. Hindi sila magsasabi na you need to be a college graduate, ganito ganyan, right? Kasi I have like some student, actually marami sila, they're not even a college graduate, like high school graduate. Some of them are undergraduate, pero they're very successful right now with being a virtual assistant. Kasi this is the very key about this that you have to understand na what they really care about lang talaga is your skills and knowledge. Most of them doesn't care about like our academic status. In fact, yung diploma ko hindi ko nga nagagamit sa sa pagiging isang virtual assistant. But I'm not saying na wag ka nang mag-aral. You really need still to get that diploma kasi it really make a difference to have a security when you get that diploma. Kasi sa pagiging isang virtual assistant, let me tell you this, that there is no guarantee of success kasi magdidepende talaga yan sa effort na ilalagay mo sa ganitong ganitong bagay. Pero yun nga, that's how you become a virtual assistant. Now, what are those 6 crucial steps na kailangan mong i-prepare in order for you to become a virtual assistant? First, let's talk about the number 1. Right? 6 crucial steps on becoming a virtual assistant. Number 1, right? Setting proper expectation. And this is super important para sa mga nagsisimula pa lang. Right? Kailangan, kasi marami kasi ganito, like yung mga nagpo-post din kasi hindi rin nila like na-explain ng maayos that they're posting that they're making 5-digit, 6-digit, 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, 100,000 per month without even setting proper expectation how they were able to achieve those numbers of kumbaga salary. So it's better for you to have a proper expectation, and this is actually the reality that based on my experience for about 6-7 years already, this is what you need to understand. Number 1, understanding the freelancing platform or landscape. Right? Kailangan mong maintindihan ano yung mga bagay na kailangan mong gawin. Ano yung mga kailangan mong i-prepare. Mag-a-apply ka ba agad kahit na wala ka pang idea doon sa ina-applyan mo? So ito yung mga kailangan mong maintindihan. Saan pwede mag-apply? Ano yung mga skills na pwede mong i-offer? Ano yung mga kailangan mong aralin at i-prepare? You have to understand it first. Hindi pwedeng nakita mo yung kapitbahay mo, kaibigan mo na ang laki ng kinikita tapos gusto mo rin na ganun-ganun ka rin agad. Right? Without even trying to learn ano yung mga bagay na ginagawa niya. So you have to understand how the platform works. Second is the reality. The reality of freelancing versus the common myths. Right? Marami mga nagpo-post na parang ang dali lang kumita ng 6-digit per month, but the reality is most of them are totoo that they are making 6-digit per month. But most of them are hindi ganun kadali talaga kumita. It's possible pero hindi ganun kadali. It's better for you to have that proper expectation when you enter this space para at least hindi ka ma-disappoint, right? It always comes with a price kumbaga. If they are making that monthly salary 6-digit 100,000 per month, then that means there is something about them na binabayaran ng kliyente na justifiable, right? They are making 6-digit salary per month simply because they are giving an important and good value to that client or sa company na siniservan niya or sa company na nabilong siya. And that's the reality about it. So, the reality of freelancing is that, yes, it's possible to make 6-digit per month, but, it will take a lot of efforts. Although there are some skills na, during your first few months, you can make like 6-digit already. Like, let us say, nung nag-aral ka, like sa college, you are an IT graduate. And you are very good in programming, web design, web development, Figma, etc. So, those were something na skills na meron ka na. So, you don't need to learn from scratch. So, even if like few months pa lang, since you have like ready na skills na pwede mong i-offer, then it's not impossible for you to make 6-digit right away. Right? Pero, for most cases na if you are still trying to learn this industry, then better let's start with the proper expectation. So setting realistic financial expectations, yun na yung sinabi ko, you need to set realistic financial expectation. Skills and knowledge base, this is super important, which is na-mention ko na rin kanina na sa pagiging isang virtual assistant, nakabase talaga siya sa skills and knowledge mo. Walang ganito. Walang backer. Although meron, pero sobrang bihira. Like if meron kang friend talaga na, na pwedeng magtulak sa'yo, na maging backer para mapasok ka sa company nila. But, in most cases, hindi. There's a different nature sa pagiging isang virtual assistant. So, it's better for you na when you start your career as a VA, you need to prepare your skills and your knowledge. And this is how I started as well. Kasi wala din akong backer when I started. And then it's gonna be a continuous learning process and improvement. When you learn specific skills, it doesn't mean that you will stay there. Kasi the technology right now, the digital space is like the development sobrang bilis talaga. So you need to cope up with the with the trend, mga iba't ibang techniques and technologies, etc. So it's gonna be a continuous learning para at least maano mo yung demand ng kliyente na, okay, I know how to do that, this and that, right? So that's about that. Then, about work-life balance, some people are expecting it, like mga aspiring VAs, some of them, expecting it na parang paupo-upo lang, ganito, ganyan. But in reality, and this is, I'm not an exception to that, kasi I was expecting also before na parang ganun yung magiging setup, parang paupo-upo lang, pa-type-type ng keyword, data entry, etc. But in reality, it's still an actual It's still an actual work pa rin. It's just that you're working or doing it from home or through internet, or you're doing it outside your home. Kasi this is the advantage as well. Dalhin mo lang yung laptop mo kahit saan, as long as may internet, then pwede mong trabahuin yung mga tinatrabaho mo. That's the reality about this. But in general, that I'd like to talk about right here is that hindi siya like yung parang hayahay na expectation, right? And then dealing with rejection, right? Dealing with rejections and failure when applying and looking for a client, it's gonna be there. So better for you to expect that na when you send a proposal and then when you get interviewed by a client and then they decided to go with the other applicants or hindi na sila nag-reply, nag-response, and etc. or you have been rejected, that's part of it. Kasi when I started, I've been rejected hundreds of times. And at first, like, kasi walang nag-guide sa akin noon, medyo parang emotionally naapektuhan ka. But I realized na hindi ko naman kilala yung kliyente, hindi naman kami magkakasulubong sa mall, etc. And then wala rin paki yung sa akin yung kliyente. So why would I care about this, that rejections, na kung saan pwede naman ako mag-move on and then look for like other clients na naman na pwede kong makatrabaho. So that's about that. I mean, better expect that there will be a rejections in the process, but I would suggest for you not to take it too personally or emotionally para at least hindi ka ganun mahirapan. Pero yun na nga, sa case na to, this is a super important na proper expectation na kailangan mong malaman that sa industry na pagiging isang virtual assistant, your skills and knowledge is equals to currency. So kung wala kang skills, kung wala kang knowledge, then anong gagawin mo sa kliyente? Right? Sa side ng kliyente, or let us say ako yung kliyente, like magsasweldo ba ako sa isang VA na walang ginagawa, walang knowledge, walang skills? Normally, hindi. And that's, kumbaga, like a very like simple concept why you need to learn specific skills first. You need to gain knowledge before starting to look for a client. Kasi yung pinakakailangan talaga nila is yung skills and knowledge mo. Don't worry about like academics if it's not like relevant doon sa trabaho nila kasi hindi talaga nila hanapin. Pero there will be cases na hanapin nila. Like let us say if yung hiring is about bookkeeping, yung hiring is about like let us say accounting talaga, like high level na accounting. Then some of them will look for some academic credentials, like let's say if you are a CPA graduate, accountant graduate ka ba, etc. Kasi those were relevant skills. Pero sa case ko, like HRM, luto-luto, kusina, I have never encountered a client na kung saan hinanapan ako if I am an HRM graduate and etc. Kasi irrelevant sa kanilang case. Pero there will be cases na depende na lang kung ano yung skills na inaaral mo that your academic credentials will be relevant. You just have to figure out ano yung skills na yon. Right? So number 2, bilisan lang natin to, choosing and learning the right skills. So you have set the proper expectation already. So ngayon, kailangan mo nang pumili. Second step is kailangan mo nang pumili ng skills na dapat mong aralin. Right? Now, ano mga kailangan mong gawin? when choosing specific skills. Kaya gaya nga nasabi ko kanina, a virtual assistant term is very general. You have to be specific. Anong specific na skill? So what you need to do is do a market research. Like try to explore ano yung mga iba't ibang klaseng uri or ano yung mga iba't ibang uri ng virtual assistant. Right? Yung na-mention natin kanina, merong mga graphic designer, video editor, web designer, social media manager, email marketer, Amazon VA, and etc. There's a lot more. So do some research, list down the different type of VA skills, and from there, do a self-assessment. Like out of this list of skills na nandirito, ano yung pinaka gusto ko talaga dito? Ano yung pinaka malapit sa akin na kung saan yun yung pabor na aralin ko? Right? Like let's say, mahilig ka sa art, maybe you can go with graphic design. Right? And then if you think graphic design is okay yung salary rate niya, well then you can go with graphic design. So it's totally up to you. After doing a market research, you have to do a self-assessment. Like mahilig ka ba sa marketing, mahilig ka ba sa advertising? Maybe you can do advertising na related na mga VA skill. All right? So that's about that. Now, the next thing is kailangan mo magkaroon ng self-assessment para alam mo kung ano yung ita-take mo, right? Now, the next thing is skill diversification or specialization. So, skill diversification, like, marami kang skills. So, it's between the two. Ano yung mas maganda? Actually, both of them are okay. Depende na lang kung ano yung mag-work sa'yo. So, skill diversification, maraming skills yung hinahawakan mo. Like, marunong ka mag-social media management, marunong ka mag-graphic design, marunong ka mag-video editor, marunong ka email marketing, marunong kang gumawa ng website, and etc. Marami kang skills. Kumbaga, all-in-one ka. Versus a specialization, gaya ko, like I only specialize of being an Amazon advertising virtual assistant. So, it's totally up to you na lang kung ano yung gagawin mo. Pero for my case, I would suggest for you to do like specialize one specific skills and then i-master mo siya ng i-master until such time na you can rate higher na sa mga client mo. So that's what I can suggest. And then the second thing here, like when deciding to choose a skill, you have two options, either formal trainings or self-taught lang. Self-taught, like searching the contents and tutorials sa YouTube, Google, websites, etc. You can do that. But there will be also an option to have the formal trainings that just like what we were providing at Sandbox VA. Both are actually good. But what I can highly suggest is to do a formal training kasi it will cut short the learning process already kasi there will be an expert, a coach that will guide you dala-dala yung years of experience nila na kung saan there will be set of topics already na naka-arrange na kung saan susundan mo na lang. Kumbaga, it will cut the process of having the failure na baka maligaw ka pa kahit saan na yung mga pinapanood mo ng mga video, hiwa-hiwalay na mga sources until sa siya na hindi mo na maintindihan kasi iba-iba yung mga sinasabi at iba-iba rin yung method ng pagtuturo. So, both are actually good, but I would suggest for you to have a formal training kasi it will cut short your learning process. All right? So, sa learning platform and resources, we're one of those training providers sa pagiging isang virtual assistant, Sandbox VA, which we'll discuss in a moment. Which is, I have a surprise for you guys. If you will stick at the very end of this webinar, I have a surprise for you if you are interested on becoming a virtual assistant. So, just like stick until the very end of this webinar. So, right? So, learning platforms and resources, marami. Like, again, YouTube, Google, yung mga trainings like us kasi we're not the only like companies providing trainings. There's a lot like training provider out there. It's totally up to you na lang kung sino yung pipiliin mo who provides quality training, which is yun yung pinaka-importante, right? Providing quality training na matututunan mo, right? The price will come come in second. So, practice and application, which is, ito na nga, pag meron ka na napili na skill, you have to practice kung ano yung natutunan mo, you have to apply kung ano yung mga natutunan mo before you look for a client. Para at least, whenever the client asks you some questions, you will be confident already answering those questions, which is super important pala na during the interview, na kailangan mong masagot ng maayos yung mga tanong nila. Which is, this is also something that I'd like to talk about na pagdating sa sa ganitong klaseng industry, sobrang laki ng difference niya pag nag-apply ka, yung nakasanayan natin sa corporate setup, like let's say sa isang company, local company dito sa atin sa Pilipinas, malaking diferensya niya when you are talking to a foreign client interview or prospecting, right? Kasi sa atin sa corporate setup, nakasanayan natin when an HR pag ini-interview tayo, sumasagot lang tayo sa anong tawag nito sa Tagalog? Ang tawag nito, namutingog na nagsasalita ka lang. Nagsasalita ka lang pag mayroong tinatanong yung HR sa'yo. That's the only thing that you talk in most cases. Which is medyo one-sided siya ng konti kasi si HR lang yung nakakapag-explore sa'yo. Alright? Sa mga tanong. So, sa atin naman, sa isang freelancer, virtual assistant, it's different. Kailangang ikaw yung magtanong din sa kliyente mo. You need to ask them, what's your business? How can I help you? Ganito, ganyan. What's your goal? What's the problem of your business? Right? Kailangan mo silang tanungin kasi bilang isang virtual assistant, you are a service provider. Right? And as a service provider, it's your job to ask questions to your client kasi we're calling them client kasi kliyente naman talaga sila. So, as a service provider, it's your job to ask them kung ano yung problema nila. Right? It's the same thing as, like, let us say, a car mechanic. Right? So, pag merong lumapit sa kanila na may sira yung sasakyan, ang ginagawa ng mechanic, right? Anong problema nito, boss? Ganito, ganyan. Okay. Ganyan pala. So, ginagawa ng mechanic, as soon as malaman niya na yung problema ng sasakyan, ang ginagawa ng mechanic is nagpo-provide siya ng solution. Alright? Okay, sir. Since yan pala yung yung problema, ang possible na sira nito is ganito, ganyan, and then yung possible na solution niyan, ganito, ganyan. Now, sa pagiging virtual assistant, ganun yung magiging concept niya. It's more of like a conversation between you and client. It's an exchange of conversation na kung saan ikaw as a service provider, you need to align yourself as a solution to that specific na kliyente. And this is what I'm always saying. Kasi whenever there is a hiring sa mga freelancing platform, there's only two things lang talaga na rason kung bakit sila nag-hire. Number one reason is that nag-hire sila ng VA, whatever VA skill is that, nag-hire sila ng VA simply because alam nila yung gagawin pero wala silang time na gawin yun. Right? They don't have the time to do it. And that's the main reason why that they are looking for some expert who can do it for them kasi hindi na kaya ng oras nila. Number two reason, right? Hindi nila alam yung gagawin. And that's the main reason why na nag-hire sila ng mga VA para sila na yung gumawa. Kasi sila yung expert. So what I'm trying to say here, wala kang takas. Like when you look for a client, kailangan mo talaga maging prepared sa skills and knowledge. Kasi there's only one thing that they really care about. Kailangan nila ng tulong. They need help. Either alam nila yung gagawin, right? It's just that wala silang time or hindi nila alam yung gagawin and that's the main reason why that they're looking for someone like us na kayang gawin yung mga bagay na yun. So in short, kailangan mo talaga maging prepare sa skills and knowledge mo. Now going back doon sa part ng interview, during the interview, it's an exchange of conversation kung saan you have to know kung ano yung problema nila. Kailangan mong alamin ano yung problema nila and then kailangan mo ipasok yung sarili mo as a solution to that problem. Right? Hindi pwedeng like naghahanap sila ng engineer tapos sasabihin mo doktor ka. So normally wala kang sense doon sa pangangailangan ng kliyente kasi hindi niya kailangan ng doktor. Engineer yung kailangan niya. Meron siyang gustong ipagawang building. So that was the same thing right there. Like kailangan mong alamin yung problema niya para at least malaman mo, okay, this is how I would put myself as a solution to that problem kasi ito yung kaya kong gawin. Alam ko yung problema. Alam ko kung paano siya solusyonan. So that's about the idea to that part. And that's the main reason why na sa part na to medyo napalay tayo ng konti. nasa part 2 pa lang tayo. There's still 4 more but I'm gonna make it quick, don't worry about it. You need to practice and to apply what you have learned para mamaster mo talaga siya para whenever the client asks some question, if you know how to do this and that, then you can confidently answer those question. Now, lastly, sa part na to is networking and mentorship. So, when you are still trying to learn this, like, any specific VA skill, you need to join Facebook groups, you need to connect with people who can help you answer some questions, mame-mentor ka, and etc. Just like what we are doing at Sandbox VA, kasi we have like experts inside the community who can guide you kung ano yung mga bagay na kailangan yung gawin. So, that's about that. Let's move forward to the number 3 right here. So, after you have set your proper expectation, nakapili ka na ng skills na inaaral mo, na-master mo na siya, the next thing that you have to do is building your confidence. And sobrang daming may problema dito na they're expert on specific skills already, right? Expert na sila on specific skills but they don't have the confidence on offering that service. I'm not sure why. There are so many reasons why, but this is what you need to do talaga. You need to build your confidence. So, paano? Right? Ganun pa rin, self-reflection and self-awareness. Ano yung mga weakness and strength mo? Right? Are you good with communication? Or you are like medyo tagilid ka ng konti sa communication and you still need to practice it. How to offer your service. So that's something that you have to do. Like, why I am not confident right now? May skill naman ako, pero bakit? Ano yung mga bagay na parang medyo humaharang sa akin in terms of offering my service? So that's something that you have to understand para at least magawa natin ng solusyon. Right? So, self-reflection and self-awareness. Then, knowledge and expertise. Again, eto pa rin kailangan. Para mabuild ang confidence mo, you need to gain the knowledge. You need to be expert on that specific skills. Right? Kasi when you are expert on something, whenever the client asks you like any question about that skill that you are learning, you can confidently answer the questions. And it helps you build the confidence talaga when you know something. Di ba? Pag magaling ka sa motor, kabisado mo kung paano siya kalikutin, magaling ka na mechanic sa motor, whenever a friend asks you some questions, you can answer them straight and confidently. Kasi alam mo yung ginagawa mo. Expert ka sa bagay na yun. Now, that goes the same thing here pagdating sa ganitong bagay. Right? You need to be an expert sa isang bagay, gain some knowledge. It doesn't necessarily mean na kailangan mo magka-experience agad-agad kasi we all start with like having zero experience talaga. Ang importante lang, you have the material, you have the resources for you to practice yung skills na yon. Right? So, this is what the third part that I like to discuss about. In order for you to be confident, kailangan mo talaga siyang i-practice and i-prepare. Kailangan mo mag-prepare and i-practice. Right? Kasi yun yung nagbibuild ng confidence mo. Then the other thing is kailangan meron kang positive mindset. Kaya pag mayroong mga rejection, just don't mind it and move on. Then same pa rin, networking and social interaction. Like keep on asking questions sa mga expert, joining like communities until such time na okay, maging like organized na yung thoughts mo sa mga processes ng skills na ginagawa mo. Then setting achievable goals. Like if you think that it's not possible pa to rate 6 digit per month sa current skills mo, like let's say you have a basic or intermediate skills pa lang, then you better set proper like expectation. Wag nating like gurgurin yung kliyente na we have the basic skills tapos gusto agad natin 6 digit even though like basic pa lang yung skills natin. So we better set proper like standards and expectations on what we're like doing. Right? And then handling failures and rejections. Paulit-ulit ko sasabihin to na building your confidence, it will help if you know how to handle like rejections. If you don't take it personally kasi it will be there talaga. Alright? So number 4 is that after mo makapili ng skill, na-master mo na siya, you are confident already, then it's time for you to optimize your social media presence. Right? Why? Kasi tinitingnan din nila yung mga social media profiles natin. If ano yung mga pinagpo-post natin, related ba sa mga bagay na pinapagawa nila o gusto nilang ipagawa, mahilig ba mag-share ng memes, mga tulfo, and etc., mga kung ano-ano, then we better create, which is something that I would suggest, create a separate Facebook account, LinkedIn account, na kung saan this is for VA purposes only. Kasi I have my personal and work account separated para if I will share some memes and etc., then it will be safe from clients' judgment. So ayun, again, choosing the right platform, creating a professional profile, and by the way, this is how my profile actually look like, but it doesn't necessarily mean na you have to do it this way, the way how I do it with my profile right now na nakanganga, ayan no. So ayan, basically anything that there are like so many pwede kahit yung picture lang tayo sa bahay, remove natin yung background, yan, some formal wear or kahit na casual lang. Ito casual lang din naman ako. Pero okay na, pwede na siya. So ayun. And then consistency and content strategy. So ito na yung mga sa social media account mo, like if you are a graphic designer, then you post your outputs about graphic design, either you're in social media, sa TikTok, sa Instagram. You need to have a consistency ng posting mo until such time na merong mga kliyente na makapansin sa'yo. Kasi that's gonna be your work output. And then same thing pa rin, right? Engagement and networking. Engage with people. Now the other things is that visual branding. So sa case ko, I have like a visual branding na kulay blue and yellow combination, which is pakita ko as a freelancer or virtual assistant, you have to create an online portfolio, which is this is my online portfolio look like. So I have a visual branding right here, which is it's more on dominant blue, then secondary color yellow, then supporting color na color white. So sobrang importante ng online portfolio kasi this will serve as your parang resume na sa kanila. And I'm showing the services that I'm offering sa mga kliyente ko visually to make it a lot easier for them to understand what's the service that I'm offering. And by the way, this is so simple to do. We will have this as well inside our course and community. I will teach you guys how to do it, how to create this online portfolio. It's very simple using Canva. But this is how it actually looks like. Yan. Mga services na in-offer ko. And then mga sample work. Alright? So you need to have like a visual branding na parang like you're offering a professional service talaga. That's super important. Alright? Anyway, that's a little bit more technical questions, technical discussions, but let's just discuss the foundation right now, which is VA 101. So we're not gonna go deeper into that. But if you will decide to become a member of Sandbox VA, then I'll meet you inside the community. Which is eto na yung sabi ko. Like if na-optimize mo na yung mga social media accounts mo, geared towards sa pagiging isang virtual assistant sa mga services na in-offer natin, then you have to make your online portfolio and resume, which is eto na nga yung online portfolio ko. Picture ko, mga services na in-offer ko, and etc. Again, we're not gonna discuss deeper to this online portfolio, but this is something that you have to do kasi kailangan makita ng kliyente yung possible expectation niya sa service na in-offer natin sa kanila. Like, let's say, if you are a graphic designer, well, then you can put your, graphic design output dito sa online portfolio mo. Like, let's say, snbxmedia.com. Like, let's say, eto, graphic designer ka, well, then you can showcase all your graphics right here. Right? And by the way, this is our social media management agency, right? So some of our clients, local clients, ayan, you can showcase your graphic design, ayan, yung mga output. So it's important to have like a clear visual branding, whatever service that you are offering, kasi it will help them convince na okay, this VA are offering a professional service kasi sobrang professional ng website nila, right? And then ito na nga yung sabi ko, when you create an online portfolio, you need to showcase your best work, you need to detail your services para alam nila kung ano yung scope ng services na ginagawa mo. And this is what I said earlier, na sa pagiging isang virtual assistant, we're not like an employee. You should consider yourself as a service provider kasi ito naman talaga yung ginagawa natin. We're providing service to them using the skills na in-offer natin, right? And including testimonials and references if meron. If wala, okay lang din naman, right? So Number 6 is that when you are ready to hunt for some clients already, prepare na yung social media account mo, right? Prepare na yung skills mo, na-master mo na, confident ka na, okay na yung social media profiles mo, okay na rin yung online portfolio mo, ready to apply na, the next thing that you have to do is maghanap ng kliyente, which is, when looking for a client, you need to have like a full understanding sa client needs, right? Full understanding on your client needs. And this is what I exactly mean earlier. Be the solution sa kanilang problema. Kasi kailangan nila ng tulong. Pag merong kailangan ng tulong, ang pinaka kailangan mong i-provide sa kanila is the solution. Now, the problem is, paano mo sila bibigyan ng solution? Now, the answer to that is understanding the client's needs. Right? If kailangan nila ng engineer, you need to be an engineer. Hindi pwede maging doktor kasi hindi ka nila magagamit or walang sense yung service nila sa'yo. So, ayun. Then, when looking for a client, this is the first thing that you have to do. So, number 1 is that you build a rapport and trust. Right? So, the first time you go like Zoom call with a client, you need to like confidently communicate with the client. Like, smile, say hi, how are you doing, etc. So you build rapport, you build trust to the client. Hindi yung parang maghihintay ka lang kung ano yung itatanong niya tsaka ka pa lang magsasalita. Again, that's a common practice sa atin dito kasi pang corporate setup naman talaga yon. Pero sa ganitong case na pagiging isang VA, you need to be like straightforward, you need to be like proactive na ikaw mismo talaga yung isa ka sa mga nagko-control sa conversation, right? So you build a rapport and trust, which is we will have this soon in the future inside the Sandbox VA when it comes to communications training pagdating sa interview, pag-close ng deal sa kanila, right? The number 2 is that active listening and identifying their pain points. Kailangan mong makinig ng maayos and i-identify ano ba talaga yung pinaka-problema nila. Kasi pag alam mo kung ano yung pinaka-problema nila and alam mo kung ano yung solusyon doon, then the chances of you getting a client, closing a deal with that client is actually high. Right? And that's the main reason why na kailangan mong pakinggan ng maayos muna. You need to ask them, okay, you have to ask your client, what's their main challenges? What's their problem? What help ang kailangan nila? Kasi pag alam mo na kung ano yung kailangan nila, well then, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to provide a solution if you know what solutions that needs to be provided, right? So active listening and identifying pain points. Then understand the client core needs, which is same thing pa rin yung ibig sabihin. And then you need to clarify their goals and objectives. Like, if that's the problem, what they are trying to achieve. Ano yung pinaka long-term or short-term goal nila, right? Para at least, pag alam mo yung mga details na yon, mas madali mong maipoposisyon yung sarili mo as a solution. Kasi nga, again, ang kailangan mong palaging i-address when client is hiring is providing a solution to that problem. So you need to understand first the problem, ask questions, and then customize, like provide your pitch. So pag alam mo na yung problema, then you need to provide a solution, right? Okay. I see. I understand now what's your challenges. I understand now what's your problem. Now, what we can actually do to solve your problem is that ganito, ganyan, and etc. So you need to customize your pitch according to their problem, right? And again, paulit-ulit ko sasabihin, offer a customized solution, right? If they need someone who knows how to make a building plan as an engineer, then you need to front yourself as someone who can build a building plan as an engineer. Hindi pwedeng taliwas yung solution na pinoprovide mo doon sa problema nila. So you need to offer a customized solution according to their problem. And then communicate the value clearly. This is super important. Kasi this is where you can negotiate with the rate na pwede mong hingiin sa kanila. Kasi sa atin dito, wala tayong standard kung magkano yung i-charge mo sa service na in-offer mo. And that's the beauty about it. It's very flexible. So you need to communicate your value clearly. Kasi the more na malaki yung value na binibigay mo sa kanila, the more na mas malaki yung potential rate na pwede mong hingin sa kanila. So you need to communicate clearly kung ano yung solusyon, gaano kalaki yung solusyon na pinoprovide mo sa kanilang business. And that's about that. These are the 6 crucial steps that you have to understand when starting or if you want to become a virtual assistant. This is super important. And this is a lot of the reason why that a lot of virtual assistant fail kasi they just like, kumbaga, tawag dito sa Bisaya pa, nagkalit ka ng kumbaga sumasabak sa gera ng walang bala. Parang ganon. Right? Kasi they have like improper expectations on what are the things that they need to do and etc. Then there's no one guiding them, or maybe if there is someone guiding them, merong iba talaga na gusto yung mabilis, like kahit hindi pa prepare, gusto like andyan agad, gusto agad magka-kliyente kahit hindi prepare. So para mga ganun bagay, which is something that I would suggest, gaya na discuss natin kanina, ngayon lang, prepare talaga muna ng skills and knowledge kasi yun yung pinaka-kailangan. Yun yung magiging bala mo in order for you to get that client. Kasi pag wala kang skills, wala kang knowledge, then ano yung pag-uusapan ng kliyente mo? Wala kang pag-uusapan. I mean, again, you need to be a solution provider as a virtual assistant. So that's about that. Then, the next question is, yun naman ako tumingin. The next question is, where to start? Saan nga ba tayo magsisimula? Saan magsisimula? Which is na-mention na natin kanina. And quick recap lang natin, right? Kung paano magsimula at saan magsisimula. Which is, this is the surprise that I have with you guys. If you're still here, up until now, this is gonna be for you. So quick recap lang. First thing that you need to do, learn the skill first. Gain some knowledge first. But the question there is, saan ba pwedeng matuto? Well, sa amin, sa Sandbox, like, we actually offer different, like, skills, trainings, bilang isang virtual assistant. And it's actually a paid trainings. Like, the reason for that, why it's paid, kasi we're hiring experts to share their knowledge para makat short yung learning process nyo, right? Kasi inaral na nila mismo ito for so many years para ituro sa atin. Alright? So we have couple here. You can visit our website, right? And then you can check it right here. This is our landing page, website, and we have couple of courses right here. We have Amazon PPC management na nakabundle sa Microsoft Excel, Amazon account management na nakabundle sa Excel. We have Microsoft Excel alone, right? So you can check also the topics here if you want. Ayan. Then, eto yung mga same goes with the, with the account management. But again, I have a surprise right now. This is for you guys to help you to get started your career as a VA, without like paying a huge amount of training fee. Right? Kasi ako, remember, nagsimula ako, patalon-talon ako ng iba't ibang klaseng ng skill. Kasi, probably this is something that would happen the same thing to you kasi hindi ko mahanap yung tamang skills na magtatagal talaga sa akin, na magugustuhan ko talaga in a long term. And this is something that we wanted to provide a solution to everyone na instead of you like enrolling right away sa mga expensive na mga paid courses or mga murang paid courses, depende na lang yan. Merong mga mura, merong mga expensive. We actually prepare something for you. But let me just give you an idea that if you enroll to the full course already, if you get to decide to enroll to a full course like this, like let's say Amazon account management, these are the topics that you will expect na pag-uusapan. Before you get to decide with that, we actually have prepared you something. We have the graphic design here, CapCut video editing, web development, website creation. We have social media management. We have graphic design using like CorelDRAW and etc. Now, the surprise is that instead of you paying right away sa isang training fee and then hindi ka pa sure kung magugustuhan mo ba talaga siya or hindi, and ginawa namin, we actually created we actually created a mini course. So inside the Sandbox, we have a mini course na kung saan these are short courses na pwede mong aralin and then from there, para magkaroon ka ng idea kung ano nga ba talagang ginagawa ng ganitong klaseng VA. Right? So sa short course na yan, madidiscuss yung mga basics na mga skills and topics and through that, it will help you na makapag-desisyon whether gusto mo talagang gawin yung bagay na yun or hindi. So, you can visit our official website, right? Right here, which is this one. And then inside this website, right? Sandbox VA on how to become a virtual assistant. Start your career today. It's actually a short courses na kung saan you will only pay like 55 pesos per month. Again, this is just a starter course, right? This is just a starter course na kung saan it will give an idea kung anong meron sa loob. Now, ano nga ba ang included sa starter course na ito? Well, ito mga nakikita mo dito, we have like short courses for this one. Amazon PPC, account management, Excel, graphic design, video editing, and etc. We have prepared a short courses for that na instead of you paying yung paying nung full course, we decided to have it like a subscription base na course na kung saan you will only have to pay 55 pesos per month and you will get to have an access already with our intro, mini courses or short courses, which is we will discuss all the basics things from here na kailangan yung matutunan, which is what do we have here is we have Amazon PPC basics, Amazon account management basics, Microsoft Excel basics, Canva graphics design basics, CapCut video editing basics, and a lot more like social media management basics, all of that for only like 55 pesos per month. Now, there is a bonus here. The bonus is you will get the full course of Amazon product research as well with this with the subscription. It consists around 100 plus na mga video lessons that you will learn without paying any hefty amount just to start your career as a virtual assistant. Again, this is just like to help you guys na magkaroon muna ng idea sa isang specific na skills before you decide to enroll to its full course, which is yung mga nandirito. All right? So that's about that. Now, bawat isa nito, like Amazon PPC, nasa mga around 1 to 2 hours na lesson, right? Kada isa nito, Amazon PPC, Amazon account management, Excel, graphic design, video editing. Nasa mga 1 to 2 hours na ito, like na lesson, which is our short courses. Pero what I really like about this ito talagang bonus na Amazon product research. This is going to be a full course kasi even if we look at right now sa Upwork, I think there is still a lot of them still hiring Amazon product research. Hiring ng mga Amazon product researcher. Amazon optimization, tingnan natin. Relevance. Meron Amazon product research, Amazon product research, Amazon product research, product research, Amazon product researcher, product research, Amazon pa rin, Amazon product research, page 2 tayo, mga Amazon product researcher yan. Sobrang dami pa rin hiring ng mga Amazon product hunter, product researcher pa rin yan, product sourcing expert, etc. Sobrang dami pa rin ng hiring Amazon product researcher. Like online jobs. Now, this is for you guys to start your career as a virtual assistant. Amazon, nakalimutan ko. Sorry, Amazon product researcher. Amazon product researcher, product researcher. Sobrang dami pa rin, right? Pakita ko lang sa inyo kung gaano kadami yung video lessons. Hold on. Login ko lang saglit yung admin account. So you would have an idea like for only like 55 pesos per month aside, right? Again, aside from this like short courses, social media management, video editing, and etc., you will have, again, the full course. Full course talaga yan for the Amazon product research. Which is, pakita ko lang dito, kunin ko lang saglit. And this is like a very good offer already for you guys, which is 55 pesos per month, that you will have to pay just to learn this specific skills. Saan na 'yan? Eto. So ayan, pakita ko lang. So this is how many. Introduction, ayan 'yon. And then sa module 2, ayan din. Module 3, ayan din. 18 videos. Module 4, 8. Module 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, until 18 on how to make your online portfolio, yung pinakita ko kanina. So we'll be discussing that right here. Right? So all of this, not only that, yun yung sinabi ko kanina, we will also have the, yung mga short courses natin, which is andito, Sunvox VA mini courses. Ayan na rin, how to become a VA 101, creating your Gmail, adding a signature to your Gmail, creating Google Drive, calendar, communication tools, project management tools, creating Slack, and etc. Andito na rin yan, pag-create ng online profiles sa freelancing website para mag-apply. Ayan yan. Amazon PPC na sa mga almost 2 hours. Ata to, right? Amazon account management, we're still about to add that. Microsoft Excel, graphics design, video editing, social media management, andito na rin siya, mga over 1 hour din ata to. Right? Again, all of that for only like 55 pesos aside from this one, which is, this is like a solid value already that you will get to start your career as an Amazon product researcher. Again, there are so many out there na mga skills na pwede mong aralin, and this is the main reason why that we decided to have this short course para magkaroon ka muna ng idea before you get to decide to have the full course talaga. And then as soon as we get like kasi this will be limited to this will be limited to 200 slots, and there's still more na meron pa kasi kaka-launch pa lang namin ng program na ito, na kung saan we're giving you the short courses of the Sandbox plus the full course for the Amazon product research for only like 55 pesos per month. And that's the very surprise that I have right now. Thank you guys for sticking at the very end of this like webinar, kasi this will be like a very limited slot lang talaga. So go ahead and grab it already. Click the link somewhere below or whatnot, or you can visit our official website, or maybe you can send a message to our page, or eto, right? You can visit this. Lagay ko lang para makita natin. You can visit this website. Ayan. Again, this will be this will be limited to 200 slots only. So just make sure na makapag-enroll kayo. So ayan. So visit nyo lang yan, minicourse.sunboxva.com. Right? minicourse.sunboxva.com, and then you will be rerouted to this page, and just simply click this register button right here. And then as soon as you register an account, you will automatically receive an email para sa login details mo to access the courses. You will also receive an email for you guys to join to our community as well if you have some concerns, questions, or basically anything that you need help. So that's about that. That's the very surprise that we have, and thank you guys very much for sticking at the very end of this session, which is, tabi muna natin to ng konti kasi hindi pa tayo tapos. Meron pa like few minutes siguro. Let me give me a few minutes kasi that's a quick recap. That's the first thing that you need to do. Learn the skill first, and which is yun na nga yung sabi ko kanina. I do a self-assessment. Gusto mo ba to or hindi? And I would suggest for you to take the short course. Just visit minicourse.sunboxva.com. And then after that, prepare your online portfolio. Pinakita ko na kanina. Prepare your social media profiles. Create a freelancing account, which is dito. Yung ginamit natin kanina sa onlinejobs.ph and Upwork, yung pinakita ko na ang dami pa ring hiring ng Amazon Product Researcher. So, go ahead and create an account from there, which is included na pala yan doon dito sa natin, Sa short course natin ay creating account in onlinejob.ph and sa Upwork. So kasama na yun sa lesson natin, but I'm not gonna discuss here right now kasi medyo mataas yung process. Right? And then join and engage with the freelance community. So you join with the Sandbox VA, you join with the others as well, ng mga freelancing groups para marami tayong matutunan. Alright? And then after that, as soon as you learn the specific and master skills already, start looking for a client na. So, yun lang. Basically, those were the quick 6 steps na kailangan mong gawin if you are an aspiring virtual sorry. If you are an aspiring virtual assistant. Sobrang critical nun na alam mo yung mga bagay na yon para at least when you talk to a client sa Zoom or kung saan man, chat or whatever, you are prepared. Na pag meron sila mga questions, masasagot mo ng maayos kasi that's what really matters the most to them. There is no secret to getting a client except sa you have to be a solution provider doon sa problema nila. And trust me with that kasi I've been doing this for about how many years already and it works every time I do it na when I'm able to convince them that what I am saying, what I am providing to them is solution. Napakalaki talaga ng chances na ma-close deal yung client instead na you taking the risk na mag-apply, ma-interview ng kliyente, tapos when they ask question to you, tapos hindi mo masagot ng maayos, then masasayang yung opportunity. So, ayun lang. I think this is pretty much what I'd like to discuss right now. And thank you guys very much for listening to this webinar. And again, do not forget to visit our website, yung yung sinabi ko kanina, which is go ahead and visit minicourse.sandboxva.com kasi that will be a very limited slot only. We're setting that up we're planning to have we're gonna be accepting 200 only. Kaya go ahead and grab it right now while it's still available, which is, it's gonna be just 55 pesos per month, and you'll get to learn everything that you need to learn sa pagsisimula ng pagiging isang virtual assistant. So, yun lang. And once again, this is me, Coach Ben, founder of Sandbox VA. And thank you guys very much for listening sa hanggang dito. And that's it for now. And I'll see you inside the community. Bye-bye. Thank you guys. And I'll see you soon.